He started. Go.
I say howdy.
I say, yo.
Welcome to the Big Book Bros. You already know what it is, people. I know a lot of people gonna be staying at home, but you already know it's the Big Book Bros. We talk about everything comic book nerd related, and we're just gonna keep it up and going. Tonight's episode's probably gonna be a little quick one because we started a little early, but also all the stuff we're gonna recommend. Rated M for mature. This is not for little kid stuff because we're just gonna start it off. All right.
Yeah, you're right. It pretty much is. The first one is Extremity, which is pretty dope. I really liked it because it's like an apocalyptic type of story, which I love that Mad Max, type of Book of Eli type of comic books, which I got a couple of them. But this one right here, I just read this week, and it's by the same team that did Murder Falcon. I think we did that on like episode 2 or something like that. I didn't show the art because I let my brother borrow it, and he killed it. But the art is by the same creator, the same artist, and then of course the author is still Daniel Warren Johnson, and then the artist is Mike Spicer. So pretty much, I'm gonna show a little bit of the art while I'm talking about it. It doesn't go into detail exactly of like what ended the world or anything like that, but it's a story about a tribe that was attacked and slaughtered, and there's very few of them left. And pretty much, this stuff right here, we don't do spoilers, so it just unless we say it. But this stuff right here, pretty much is summed up in literally in like the first 2 pages. Yep. It is everything pretty much happens in the first 2 pages. What I just said, and this particular family, the son is kind of like he's not really a pacifist, but he doesn't like to just kill out of revenge. He's more of like, he'll kill for a different purpose, like being attacked or for his family.
Right. Kind of got a sense of justice for killing.
Yeah. Where his dad is just like brutal, bro. His dad is like straight up like just crazy. Like it done went to his head what happens with the slaughtering of his people. That he's just like, he doesn't see family, he just sees blood. And then the daughter, is kind of like, she's real close to her dad, so she does a lot of things just because she loves him. And she was an artist, a real good artist. In the first couple pages, I think it's like the second page, she loses her hand. Which also, if you read the back of the book, it is in the second page. If you read the back of the book, it kind of sums up that right there. And so like it's pretty dope because there's like skiffs and stuff like that. So like there's ships that float. Trying to get that light up, that glare. Let me turn this yeah, because I had to turn the lights off.
Yeah, I still see it up on there. Yep.
That's not too bad. But let me move it.
And yeah, for a lot of people are probably gonna be wondering if they watch these videos. I know we don't do nothing. We already know one of the rules about the dog, but man, Boss Man had a new litter of pups, so that's why we got to change the location. We're trying to make things a little bit quicker for tonight's episode. So if y'all want to see anything or some updates on them puppies, go look at his playlist. He got some new videos about these puppies he just dropped.
And another dope thing, this world like has like some type of like radiation that has like morphed the animals and like changed even some people, that they just become more stronger and like more bizarre. Like animals got bunches of eyes and weird stuff like that. But it was a real quick read. I read both books in one sitting, and they'll run you like $9 a book. You can get them from instocktrades.com. Is a great place to get them. So that was pretty much that. But let me find another page with some nice art in it, because the art, I really like the art. The art's nice. I just grabbed the first book. I didn't grab the second book, but it's pretty dope because they like have battleships, but they float. So here they go right here. Some of them. Oh, and I forgot to mention, like there's Earth, of course, but there's a bunch of pieces of land that just started to float. So like they're
Right.
scattered all over the place, um, and people have cities on these floating mountains. So that was pretty dope. Um, and definitely mature, as you can see. It shows a lot of heads getting chopped off, people losing fingers, hands, arms, legs. Um, so it's a pretty intense read. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I read the whole thing real quick. Um, Especially when I found out it was made by the same team of Murder Falcon. I was like, oh, it's got to be good.
Heck shit.
So the ending was kind of left open. That they can continue certain stories that they like. I kind of did some research on it to see, and they haven't mentioned anything about um, releasing any new content. But the second, I believe, the second trade paperback was released in 2000, and I believe it was 2018. Yeah, 2018. So maybe we'll hear something about it this year. But I really enjoyed it. And then the second one that I read, it was also 2 parts, and I wanted to read it because the third part is coming out this year, and that's Predator Hunters. Let me get on my thing. Predator Hunters. Which I love me some Predators. But my favorite really is Alien versus Predators.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like Aliens. As far as it comes to the comics, the Predator ones, they're kind of your usual, there's a predator, let us kill it type
The
of thing.
haunting, yeah, the basic haunting.
Pretty much, So the art, I like the art.
Who's the author? The author.
One of the it's one of the guys who pretty much started with the Predator franchise, Chris Warner. So he's been around, if I'm not mistaken, from the beginning. So it was a interesting little twist. There was a couple things that I didn't see coming, with these certain islands that the Predator is on. And it definitely had some twists that were refreshing and new. Because pretty much, man, I read both of them. There's 2 of them at one time, and so it definitely kept my attention, and it was one of the better ones. Because I read another one too, which I didn't bring it up here. It's called Heavens, and I really didn't like it that much. It wasn't really that good. But the concept of this one, they find out that there's a predator that's stuck on an island, and it's in the middle of nowhere, so he can't leave. And he has no tech. He doesn't have any of his tech, so it's not like he can call so that his people can get him off the island, or he can't leave. So he was like real tribal, using spears and type of bone weapons and stuff like that to try to
primitive stuff. Yeah, not with the advanced gear they be dealing with. Yeah.
So it was a pretty quick read. It was only 5 issues, if I'm not mistaken. And then the author, which I liked, not just because he's Hispanic, but Francisco Ruiz Velasco. The one in the artist in the second one, definitely the second trade paperback wasn't as good. The writer wasn't Chris Warner either. It was oh no, I take that back. It was Chris Warner. I'm thinking of Heavens. I'm getting mixed up now. Heavens wasn't written by Chris Warner, but it was kind of like edited. Like, I guess they had to run some ideas to get approved by Chris Warner. So, but it was all right. But this one was definitely better. The second one pretty much ties up some loose ends from this one, and I enjoyed the characters. You had people from different backgrounds. You had a guy who was in the army. Then you had a Hispanic who was part of it. It was a kind of crazy twist. He was part of a leader of a drug cartel, but he ended up getting attacked in the I think it was in Colombia, because he was, working his coke factory.
Drug trade, yeah.
And oh my bad, let me get out of here. He was working his coke factory, and the predators ended up um attacking
His base.
his base and killing a lot of his workers. And pretty much after that, they ended up killing one of them. And after that, uh, the rival gangs ended up killing everything, killed all his family, killed all the rest of his gang. So he kind of was like left with nothing and was working for this group that ends up recruiting these people who have been known for killing predators. And then the last guy, which was actually from a previous comic book that I haven't read, which he was Hispanic too. Oh no, he's Native American, and and uh, and he ended up killing one in a previous comic book. He was in the military, so I thought that was a pretty dope concept. And I really enjoyed them all. Really, I read them really quick. So I just wanted to share some of the stuff that I read and what I really enjoyed. Like I said, I read several other ones as well, but these two stories really was really the best out of the rest. So I don't want to talk about the other ones. They weren't worth talking about. But Michael, go ahead and talk about Parasite.
All right, well, tell them for any people that watch it, your two books that you just talked about again, real quick.
I talked about The Predator Hunters. It's a 2-volume book, written by Chris Warner and illustrated. At least the first trade paperback is Francisco Ruiz Velasco, which was a really good, fun read. If you like, the Predators franchise, I think you'll really like these two. And then the other one was Extremity, which is by the same team, artist and author, by one of my all-time favorite comic books, which is Murder Falcon. It's pretty much apocalyptic era, tribal, futuristic in a sense, because they got hovering, flying battleship boats and like speeder bikes from Star Wars that are just like flying and floating all over the place. And just pretty much just carnage and crazy out of the world type deformed creatures, definitely both of them mature. They got heads getting lopped off and blood and no nudity, but just
gore, violence. Yup. All right, cool. Let me take it over. With that little running theme we got going on.
I gotta get the charger.
Nah, yeah, y'all good. Yeah, so with that little running thing we got going on today, most of the stuff again we're gonna talk about is gonna be really mature. But some of the stuff that you just hearing, like with the aliens, post-apocalyptic, I feel like
he said he'll be back.
I feel like what's been going on lately with the news in the world. I said, what's no better chance to talk about one of my favorite horror anime and manga series is going to be the Parasite, and that's going to be Parasyte. The Parasite, or a lot of people might hear Parasite the Maximum. Parasite the Maximum is going to be the anime adaptation.
No.
A little quick story with the Parasite. It is a Japanese horror manga. It's created by Hitoshi Iwaki. That series, man, it's a classic for a lot of people who are older, because that series started back in like 1988, and I think it finished in 95. So it's a good, so it's a pretty good genre for like a 80s, 90s classic for horror. But definitely mature. Like once I start talking about a little bit of the synopsis and the story, you might figure out what's going on. But definitely, you get the manga or you get any of the comics, do not get this for no kid. If you watch the anime Parasite the Maximum, I know it's on Hulu. I know they got like 2 live action movies. I have no idea if that's on Hulu as well. I think they're gonna start showing it on Netflix. I haven't seen anything of it, but I remember the anime series. It is on Hulu, both Japanese sub or sub, but it's graphic. So the anime series, that started up back in 2014 in October, and it's really the basic story is it follows around this one main character, Shinichi Izumi. He's a nice high school kid, he just having a regular high school life. Well, in the middle of the night, you start getting an alien invasion, but they do it totally different. These little parasites, they go in and they grab the host and the human bodies, but most of the time, the parasites they kill the humans. Like they literally like eat the heads, cut off the heads, the body parts, whatever, or they just take over the whole brain and body. Well, one parasite got into Shinichi, but it couldn't get his brain in time, so all it got was got his arm. He got his arm, especially his right hand. So I didn't say he grows up. He wakes up the next day and then he sees like his whole hand starts talking to him. It's a whole little creature, and it's that parasite. And that parasite, it's called Migi. So the story's pretty good. It doesn't give you an explanation of why they just start showing up on Earth. They just kind of just show up. Your basic horror, post-apocalyptic. They just show up. A lot of the resources or the themes is with the parasites. They eat. They're cannibals, so they will straight up start eating humans. They don't know the basic human nature. The mindset. They straight up just like we here to eat or we here to eat. They'll even eat each other. There other parasites will eat other parasites. They'll combined. They do all some crazy mess, and it's graphic. Like I kid you not, it's like the first episode will like straight up show you. It's not the most bloodiest, but it is for like horror and gore. So if you don't like them jump scares or stuff that like people just start just people their faces start turning to razor blades and like mouths and all the other craziness, yeah, you don't want to watch none of that. But the main story and your main two characters gonna be Shinichi and his right hand Migi. And like I said, he kind of he's trying to enjoy high school because that's really the plot with the anime. It's 24 episodes. You just really kind of see what he has to do with the new powers, what's he going to do with the other parasites, what other parasites are doing with him, and then also shows with the Japanese government and the world government when they start figuring out, okay, there's an alien invasion. What are we going to do? What are we supposed to do for the public, and how do you got to figure out who's who? Because when the parasites take over the humans, they live just like humans until they start getting hungry. They start going crazy with the mouths and all the other stuff. So it blew my mind when I started really getting into it. Other characters and story wise, they're pretty good. Like it talks about a couple of his high school friends. He has a high school like a love interest. He has a high school crush. I think her name is Satomi. I don't want to mess up on her name, but she's like the childhood friend. Those cliches. If you want my opinion, I disliked her. Like I could not. I don't mind. Anime that has to do with the high school life, the school life. That's cool. But like she was annoying. She straight up every episode or every time they get together, she knew something was off with him. So she was always asking him. She's like, "Are you Shinichi? Are you the real dude?" Just trying to hysteria. Trying to make sure are you the right person that I grew up with. But the ending was pretty sweet. Because that's what I say. Really, the plot isn't too thick. Because that's what I said. They show that the parasites show up. The little aliens, but then not really a big spoiler because I only try to spoil everybody. But like I said, it's a minor spoiler. They just show up and it's like they're still there. So like they didn't completely eradicate all of them, and not all of them like fled or did anything. They're still there. So it just kind of leaves you, open guessing, empty handed. Like, well, why they there or what happened? What's they going to do? But it's pretty good the way they started out. So. Like I said, the manga, that was back in the 80s, 90s, back in 1988. But like the first anime, well, really a good anime adaptation, they got that in 2014. So it was a pretty good classic. A lot of people who kind of like that horror and that blood and gore, they was like, yeah, we kind of like that one. A little something for the new generation. So I remember hearing about some of the work, especially from Hitoshi Iwaki, because he did a couple of different horror stories. So he was pretty popular. But what's going on? We all stuck at home. We all feeling paranoid, and we got the big old corona going on. So I was like, man, I said, what's going to be our subject? I don't want to do nothing more fantasy. So I said, you know what? I said, me and the boss man, I was like, let's talk about aliens, post-apocalypse, parasites. There's something nasty and crazy. So, yeah, for any people, that watch this later, they try to check the description. I really like all the stuff that we talking about. It's 18 plus. Like this is that. I'm not gonna show you no pictures because I was like, we ain't trying to get flagged for all that nastiness. But, it's a quick anime. If you just want to get the anime, it's really quick. 24 episodes. You can get that on Hulu, or you can, stream it. Go on websites to watch it. Any Watcher, Kiss Anime, Go Anime, 123 Anime. There's different really streaming sites to watch anime online. I won't really tell you the best one. just because you need ad blocker, all the other stuff. But if you've got Hulu, you can go look it up. And I believe they have 2 live action movies. I don't know if they're still on Hulu because I know it was in Japan. So I have no idea if it came internationally. But it's good. I really recommend just a quick time. I know a lot of people gonna be at home these next couple of days. So if y'all feeling bored, y'all want to stream or look at some stuff. That's an anime you can look up into. Just kind of be like, what? When the world's something to really pass your time. So that's what I said. Plot wise, it just didn't show everything. You have more questions again, just regarding the aliens and the parasites. It's like, what was the main reason why they was there, or what they was going to do since they was there, and because that's what I said too. The parasites, they start learning. Some of them start learning, so you see different personalities and how they learn or how they think. So that was something cool. But like I said, towards the end of the series, really end of the series, it was kind of leaving up to grabs. Like, well, what now? They're like, is that it? But hey, it's cool. The manga's good. I believe Viz Media and Funimation still got them. I have no idea what they're underneath with right now. It's a couple volumes you can get, but it's sold pretty good. They sold about 11 million copies to print, so that's phenomenal, especially for a horror type of manga. You don't really hear a lot of them unless it's like classics. So a lot of horror and kind of suspenseful and thriller mangas, they really hit their peak in the 90s, early 2000s. Right now with the 2010s, we still got a couple of them thrillers, horrors, but nothing that really was out there. Because when you get the cliche and the genre of horror, you want to have something repetitive or something that's just like, all right, cool. Because with Parasite, it's just talking about aliens that came and taking over, and they hungry, they start eating and killing, and you've seen that with plenty of stuff. But it's good, so I really do recommend Parasite, Parasyte. There is no I in it. And this is Parasite the manga, and if you want to watch the anime, it's going to be called Parasite the Maximum. So that's something you can, some of y'all can look forward to. Good 24 episodes y'all can do for pass your time. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Something quick and easy. So me and the boss man, we got other stuff to do. That's going to be a quick episode of the Big Book Bros. We usually be pushing that out to an hour or so, but this one's going to be a little quick. Trying to get.
Mike, I got a question.
Yo, what's up?
Who is the I know you said it, but I wasn't here. Who's
you good?
Creator of Parasite?
Parasite, Hitoshi Iwaki.
And what are some other animes or mangas that he's done?
He done horror. He done like Ghost. It's something called, I think, Ghost something. Anime. He hasn't had another anime, but he's done like Ghost and side stories. So I couldn't even remember all the name of them, and I have to look them up too to get them translated.
So he does horror stuff.
Yeah, he does side. So that's why a lot of especially like I said in the 90s, 80s and 90s, a lot of Japanese artists, especially when it comes to manga anime, horror was really one of the big genres, 80s and 90s. And it's still there. It's still there. Like I said, this is the 2020s now. I wouldn't say 2010s, but starting off the 2020, I ain't seen nothing that popped out just yet. That really caught my attention. That's really trending. But every decade you got that good horror, the thriller, something real suspenseful. But so that's what I say. When you start going into stuff for horror, you're gonna hit repetitive. Same thing when you do stuff with supernatural, superhero, magical. You're gonna hit that cliche, the plot line stuff that is gonna be boom, boom, boom. But it was good. But Parasite the Maximum, I do recommend for all the people that still want to watch anime. You got the Hulu. Go look them up. Parasite the Maximum. 24 episodes, like I said. Phenomenal animation. They did really good on the studios and the action scenes, but not for kids. Not for kids. I ain't trying to be responsible. You gonna have a kid come in, people getting eaten up, chopped up, shot at, craziness. But it's pretty good. So that's pretty much on my end because I just want to do a quick anime and manga episode. So I didn't, and that's what I said, I really can't really post them because I don't want to, I don't want to get copyright, and I don't want nobody to get scared off by it. So that's gonna be for this episode. It's gonna be a quick one. Like I said, we try to push it, but today we got stuff to do, and we on lockdown. But when we on lockdown, I know I'm gonna talk to the boss man. We're gonna try to see if we're gonna start doing 2 episodes. Probably do one on the weekday or one on the weekend. And you already know you can always follow us. You follow him. If you're not on the YouTube, you can go look up Greco Bully Camp to see more stuff that he wants to post. If you want to see more about the Big Book Bros, you can follow me on Instagram at Big Book Bros, all together, lowercase. Twitter, the same thing, Big Book Bros. I could go underneath Big Mike as well. That's why I got the little tag right there. I already said Twitter. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, they're both of them Big Book Bros. And that's pretty much it. This is gonna be a cool, quick episode because we got stuff to do, and I already know people is paranoid and a lockdown. So enjoy looking at some thrillers, some creepy stuff, and aliens, and more about disease and parasite with our recommendation. We love y'all to do that. So, but we'll keep y'all up to date. We're gonna put some more stuff, and we're gonna get these next couple episodes. We already know we're gonna stretch it out, but today was gonna be a little quick one, a little nice and easy for y'all. All right.
Deuces.
Second time.